100 years to come, Africa will be colonized again. There's so much division in African nation.
I must take that as a welcome to understand how our natural resources are being exploited and how they are benefiting our community.
We know on your side you're a big group, you have your processes, and we encourage you to expedite your processes as you encourage us to expedite our own rigidities here. I think let's just, if I may say, work to get things done. I must step aside and indicate, come back to the sector, so the critical minerals, mining, the energy, tourism is very important. The past tells me that to grow the economy, which is our agenda, we need to see transactions, we need to see investments in the critical mineral sector. What exactly do we want to do with each other and for mutual benefits in the critical minerals space, and to be able to move quickly in that space. To be able to exploit the critical minerals for mutual benefit, for value addition that we expect, because they can add to the economic growth agenda that we have, we need the energy sector to move quickly. I think it's very important that we zero in also on the energy sector. The infrastructure, the higher level framework that we've been working together to be used as a basis to now dive down to get transactions in the energy sector. Because without energy, we cannot really exploit as much the critical minerals in the manner we desire to. And so energy drives, the economy drives the sectors, including in the mining space. And
we have been, and we are the first development partner of Zambia. We will remain strongly engaged. That's also the message that we want to share with you today. As you know, now in this current financial framework, 2021-2027, we are providing 500 million euros in grants. And
when I said with our resources and our population, we are just too few to be poor. And it is so difficult when you see Namibia to appear as if we should be begging. We should be the one to be begged.
There was a very lively exchange on issues relating to the investments that we are doing in the strategic corridors, the Lobito corridor, the North-South corridor, the rehabilitation of Zambia and the railways, also the strategic partnerships that we have on critical raw materials, and also the partnership on forestry. And
if you like, a deliberate way. And I'm saying this, Managing Director, to encourage the team here to encourage your business houses back home to look at investing here. And the way I would like us to do it is that if we have a project, there's an opportunity, one of your country businesses has, let's put it on the table clearly. We have a mechanism now to walk it through.
We have to seriously start implementing some of our critical decisions. For example, in SADC, for a long time, we have been talking about value chain. And the value chain is very, very important, because you will not make one country or some countries to be dumping places for finished product, but rather you have to stretch it so that through that value chain, every country will have a portion to add, because in so doing, you are creating jobs in all the countries that will be benefiting from that product. And Africa, one point, has also taken a decision to say that at least to start with, 15 or 20% of Africa raw material should not leave the continent unprocessed. So that's now the issue of value addition. where I'm seeing now really, if Africa can take its decisions and implement them to the latter, we will be able to fit well in this changing world, which is like moving again to another cycle of a Cold War.
Yes, here we are. Welcome and greetings all of you, dear lovely family, friends, fellow Africans. I'm here in my homeland. I'm enjoying this sweetest sugarcane. Those who sow the seed will never enjoy the shade. You remember I planted this tree on January 1st, this year, and I said we need to plant trees. I don't mean trees as trees. We need to plant trees. I mean we need to do something for the better future for the coming generation. So this tree representing good things for the better future of our coming generation. So fellow Africans, 100 years to come, Africa will be colonized again. What I see right now is divide and conquer. Why I'm saying so? Because right now African nations have discovered resources. African nations have discovered different new resources, but I see the new Berlin conference is coming. As I said last week, there was Zambia European Union and partnership dialogue, and also last month we have South Africa European Union summit. So this summit is another Berlin conference, and what European Union and European countries are doing is dividing Africans, speaking with individual Africans, and they want right now they are not moving in the way they did in 1884 to 1885. In 1884 to 1885 they took share, they took land. This time they took minerals. When you see European Union going to countries such as Zambia, they know very well that in Zambia there is copper, there is lithium, maybe gold. So when they go as European Union, what they do, they say, France, you will invest in gold. So all gold maybe in Zambia will be invested by France. You German, go and invest in copper, because you German, you have industries of car manufacturing. You need more copper. So you German, make sure that you invest in copper. So that's what they are doing. You maybe Swaziland or Holland, go and invest in gold. Then they have divided like that. They divide a single country. The same they divided Africa during Berlin conference. So if you go to minerals, for instance, copper, you find that there's Germany there. The same you see right now. Look how many companies are investing in our oil. It is Total and BP. These are British companies and French companies that are operating in our oil. So that is the kind of division. So instead of dividing the whole continent, now they're dividing countries in terms of resources. They have nothing to do with these small things. Their targets, what they want is natural resources. You see, they go to another country, maybe South Africa. South Africa recently has discovered oil. They want oil. What they are doing, they go to South Africa. They say, you UK or France, you have these big companies, Total maybe and BP, British Petroleum. So go and invest in oil in South Africa. So the other European Union countries will find maybe to invest in gold, and that's how they are dividing countries. So this is another Berlin conference. So to avoid this, I urge my presidents, our leaders, to call a meeting to find a way before going to have conversation with European Union. What is our stance as Africans? Can we offer all these minerals to others by saying that they are coming to add value, they are coming to create jobs? Why we think that it's only European Union who are responsible to create jobs for us? Why we think it's only Chinese who can create job for us? Why we are not thinking about Africans can create job themselves? You see? So after 100 years to come, all these minerals will be already taken by these European companies. From there, Africans, the coming generation, will find that they have nothing. And if you have nothing, you have to be fed. So you will be conquered again, and you will start a new era of colonialism. So our leaders must look beyond, We cannot offer our minerals because there are some people who we think that they are coming to create jobs or they are coming to add value. Our leaders must come together, must have a meeting, sample. I'm sure in each country there is someone who can do better than, maybe whether in industries or in innovation. Let us choose those people, find those people, bring them together. Say, you, engineer, we want after 1 year, we want a new car, African car here. Took those young people who are maybe professionals in AI, give them tasks, give them funds. But we find, sometimes we say we don't have money, we don't have fund, we don't have capital. But how much we spend in elections? We use a lot of money in these nonsense elections. I call this nonsense election because this is a colonial laws, colonial divide and conquer. We have been divided in these political parties. And you remember, even Madam Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah, the president of Namibia, said these political parties is strategies to divide Africa. You see? So we need to be careful. We need to be careful, and we need to understand now we are in a new Berlin conference. And if you prove me wrong, it will be better. But if you cannot prove me wrong, we have to change. Because what I see right now, dear lovely family, friends, fellow Africans, we are in the era of new Berlin conference. But in this, also we are going to include countries such as China. Also China is there. Also we have United States of America. You find right now many of our resources are owned or under the hands of foreigners. And we Africans, we are giving them, we cannot blame them. It's we Africans who are offering them these minerals. We are saying they are coming to create jobs, they have capital, they know how. These people are those who started these things that we call economy. We have already owned these resources. To prove that, look how Mali Empire were built, or was built. Look how Monomotapa Empire was built. Look the pyramids. That those who thought maybe pyramid was made by Arab. No, these pyramids was built by Africans, black people. If you go to Sudan, there you will find those pyramids. You see, but when the Arabs comes, they push Africans downward, and that's what happened. So we were engineers before, we were innovators before, but right now, because of the Berlin conference and this colonial effect, right now we have been losing confidence to think that we Africans, we cannot add value to our resources, we cannot utilize our resources, we cannot manufacture cars, and even right now we cannot feed ourselves. You see, as time goes, I think even to breathe, we need someone to help us to breathe. Because right now, even feeding, look our ancestors. They fed themselves, they consume organic food, they treat themselves. Right now, we, the current generation, we cannot feed ourselves. We are importing even the things that we can produce here in the continent of Africa. We import eggs, we import chickens, we import fishes, we import almost everything. During COVID-19, you see, we failed even to cure our people. We were waiting for Moderna and whatever such kind of drugs to help us. So just see. So the time will come when we cannot do anything, when we will depend on others. So I think we need to wake up. We need to wake up. And I call, as I said, to our leaders to find themselves in a position where they can call the meeting to discuss the future of this continent. We have young people. We take these young people to school for what? To become hired by the Chinese? To be cheap laborers? Let us give them tasks that you went to school. You went to school to study engineer. Why you cannot build roads? We went to school, you maybe studied the issue of iron extraction and manufacturing. So why don't you create iron? You know, our founding fathers and our ancestors processed iron. If you go in many African villages, you will find these end holes. These end holes were made by Africans. So what does that mean? It means that Africans processed iron even before Europeans. So if we have such kind of technologies, why don't we now bring back that technology? And we know during colonialism, our intelligent people were taken to Europe. Some of them were hanged, some of them were killed. You see, that's what happened. Those who seemed intelligent were taken. Even our artifact, that connecting we Africans with our ancestors, was taken to Africans. to Europe. So Africans remain empty. So right now, kings and queens, I'm saying this for we to wake up and to see the future. And that's why we congratulate Captain Ibrahim Traoré for saying we are no longer going to export our gold. We are going to process our gold ourselves. And we see gold are being processed in Burkina. Even Niger said we are no longer going to export our uranium. We want to see Niger processing its uranium to produce electricity. It is possible. It is possible. I don't believe that the whole continent people are hopeless, that we don't have engineers, we don't have intelligent people. I don't believe that. But what's happening is that our leaders are looking to the West, are looking to East. When it comes to African issues, solving challenges, we are looking to East. And that's why even recently on the issue of Sudan, we heard about summit held in London. We cannot hold even summit here in Africa, in Addis or in Kenya. We don't trust ourselves. So if our leaders, they don't trust themselves, can they trust us? No, they cannot trust us. And that's why when they seek, they run away. When they want something, they run away. When they want to do shopping, they go to Dubai. So I think time has come, dear lovely family, friends, fellow Africans, to see that the future is dark. Only bright brain will survive. Thank you. At the beginning, you heard some words from President of Zambia, Mr. Kainde Chilema, at the Zambia European Union dialogue, partnership dialogue, and also you heard from the President of Namibia, Her Excellency Madam Natumbo Nandi Ndaitwa. All these leaders are talking about beneficiation of our natural resources, value addition to our natural resources. But one leader, President of Zambia, is discussing with the European Union. The thing that was shocked me, that why we Africans or African leaders are not faced before interacting with European Union or with America or with Russia. Why don't we have our own summit about our natural resources, what we want from our natural resources, instead of each leader, each president having its own summit or dialogue with European Union? What is the stance of Africans when we discuss with European Union, we discuss with China, we discuss with America or Russia? What is our stance as Africans? So you see here, look here in this video, you can see I'm just sitting with my chicken here. You see, I'm giving this maize to these chickens. Then I can catch one of these chickens. And that's what is happening to we Africans with other powerful nations. They are always trying to give us these small things in order to capture us. You see? And that's how things is going. So for we Africans to escape from being captured and divided, we need to have our own summit. When Zambia is going to discuss about minerals with the European Union, we must, all of us Africans, be there, because you see, in that summit, all European representatives were there. So they know that we have discussed this. And of course, I know before even this summit, they came together, these Europeans, that we are going to Zambia. We know in Zambia there's maybe copper, there's critical minerals. So you, France, in these critical minerals, you are going to invest in maybe in rare earth. Or you, German, you deal with copper, because we know that you have industries that is manufacturing these cars. You, maybe Swaziland, deal with maybe gold. And that's how European Union are doing. And that's what they did during the Berlin conference. They came together, they sit down, they divide Africa, they took places, they divided and share Africa as a cake. And that's why you see France took Francophone countries, you see UK, or England, whatever you can call it, United Kingdom, took South Africa, some parts, Zambia also, took Zimbabwe, those British also took Uganda. If you look, German took Namibia, took Tanganyika, and that's what they did during the Berlin conference. So this is another Berlin conference that I see. If we are not careful, dear lovely family, friends, we are going to see another Berlin conference. And of course, we are not going to see, we are already seeing another Berlin conference. But because recently, the European Union president, and I think, president, went to South Africa. They have South Africa European Union Summit. And South Africa, Zambia, all these countries are the members of SADC. Those are members of African Union. And of course, I know this year there is African Union, European Union Summit. But why this time European Union have this dialogue and this summit with individual countries? And they're coming. Why not France, South Africa? Why not maybe German, Zambia? Why it is European Union? You know, we Africans, we don't learn from the history. And if we learn, we forget. It is very easy for us to forget the truth and to forget what things happen to us. That's why it's very easy to be manipulated. And you see, I think the country such as South Africa is a big country, can be a leader of this continent. If European Union want to maybe to have conversation with South Africa, must South Africa say, we have SADC here. So in this summit, we don't want European Union with only a single country. We want European Union with SADC summit, where we can talk about what we have, what can we share with you, what can we offer, and what you can offer to us. I think that will be a good thing. But you see, because of this division, because of Berlin mentality and Berlin effect, you see, we have these small African countries dialogue. And I remember last year, I think, there was Nigeria, European Union, something like that, summit. If it's not summit, it's economic forum. So just imagine, European Union, Nigeria, European Union, Ghana, but not African Union and other African countries, or not African Union with European Union. I think there's something where we lose as Africans. And that's why I'm calling that, and I argue and ask our leaders to find the way how we can come together, how we can, before moving to these summits, we need to speak with one voice. We are talking about value addition, you see? So how can we add value in our copper in Zambia as Africans? And what is the benefit of the people in Namibia to the resources in Zambia? You see the Europeans how are so clever. They're coming together. They want every European nation to benefit from Zambia. They want every European nation to benefit from South Africa. They want every European Union to benefit from maybe Kenya. And that's what they are doing. And that's why they are going as a bloc. But we Africans, we want to benefit ourselves. You see, we want Zambia to benefit as Zambia. And we know that some countries have been under sanction. For instance, Zimbabwe is under sanction. So how can we talk about removing sanction on Zimbabwe, while if it's come to discuss with European, you go alone, you speak alone? How can that come? And that's where Africans, we betraying each other. That's where Africans, we failed to come together, and it is very easy for us to be divided. So we need our own summit. We need our leaders to consider and to think when we Africans, we speak with one voice. Do you want to tell me that in this continent there's no people who can add value to our God? Do you want to tell me that the whole continent have no professionals who can manufacture batteries, mobile phone? They have. We have good people. We have intelligent people. The problem that we have, our leaders are not considering fellow Africans. Our leaders still believing that Europeans are so special. Our leaders still believing that Chinese are so special. Our leaders still believing that Americans are so special. Africans are not special. No one talking about new cars, electric cars in Burkina Faso. No one talking about that. No one talking about electric bus in Uganda. No one talking about that. No one talking about Maxwell Chikumbuso in Zimbabwe. No one talking about that. But we are talking about other people. We are inviting other people to come and take these resources. After 100 years to come, Africa will be colonized again. I am telling you the truth. For these tragedies that we have, for this movement that we move, or for this way that we pass through, 10 years, 100 years to come, Africa will be colonized again. I see. Because there's so much division in African nation. So up to that, my dear lovely family, friends, fellow Africans, let us not speak for too long. Let me continue to enjoy my sugarcane here.
Thank you, Africa, Mama Africa. Oh, yeah. You make African great. Thank you, Africa. Thank you, Africa.